man, Ethan Klein just can't stay out of drama. Now, truth be told, I could care less about Ethan Klein or James Charles, but this is fascinating since Ethan asked the open-ended question of what do you think? I think all of this is a tremendous waste of time, but yet it is of interest and something that you should have brought to the attention. I just think that I don't know what you're ultimately expecting to get out of all of this, because it seems like something like almost legal could be done about this, and I'm not sure if Ethan understands that he's kind of beat on this situation. As you saw in the pictures before I started talking to you with my bald head, James Charles released a clothing line that is remarkably similar to a line of clothing that Teddy Fresh, Ethan and Gila's clothing company had put out there. Specifically, the hoodie with the yellow hoodie, the rose-colored one sleeve, the lighter blue-colored other sleeve, and the darker blue-colored torso, the block coloring, which Ethan admits that he didn't create block coloring, pastel colors in a clothing design. But you have to be kidding yourselves if you look at that and you say that what James Charles did with his hoodie versus Teddy Fresh's hoodie, which was out for, I'd say, almost 2 years now, maybe even more, that's just a coincidence. The reason I say this is because that specific hoodie I have seen on so many people on the internet. I know next to nothing about fashion, but what I do know is I've seen that Teddy Fresh hoodie, that specific multi-pastel colored block hoodie with the yellow hood and the yellow fringes on the sleeves. Like, I have the elastic bands, not fringes. Anyway, I've seen that hoodie so many times on the internet. And for James Charles to act like, yeah, you know, I didn't even know about your brand or whatever, which may be true, but you got to be kidding yourself if James Charles never came across or never saw that specific hoodie, that specific color blocking scheme from Teddy Fresh, and was at least subconsciously inspired. Like, for him to play dumb, and this is where I'll defend Ethan here, for James Charles to play dumb and say like, oh, I had no idea, I was inspired by this one picture, blah, blah, blah. That's going to be a very hard pill for people to swallow. Like, you can't seriously expect that you just came up with this very identical looking hoodie that someone else created and just be like, wow, what a coincidence. Whether that is the truth or not, what I'm saying is that people are not going to believe that. People are not going to believe the coincidence. They're more than likely going to believe that you copied that style. And this is what I want the main point of the video to be here, is copying a style isn't really anything like illegal. Like, again, I don't know if Ethan's whole thing here is like, you know, that James Charles shouldn't be allowed to do this. Like, that James Charles should be stopped. And that's the thing too, like, James Charles is asking, well, what do you want me to do? Because as far as I'm concerned, James Charles has every right to keep producing this. You know, I mean, he's going to be called, you know, a ripoff, a plagiarist, or what have you. Like, that's just going to go with the territory here, James. But if he wants to keep making these shirts and sell them to a much, much larger audience than what Ethan and Gila have over at H3H3, then I've got no problem with that. I mean, this would be like telling a car company that, okay, well, we can't have two people selling a red four-door car that has 4 seats, 4 tires, has a steering wheel on the left front seat, or right front seat if you're looking at it from the outside, the engine in the front and the trunk in the back. And the only thing that's different is the little logo on the front or the back. One says Honda, one says Nissan, one says Toyota. Like, I mean, companies copy styles all the time. And just because something looks identical and the only thing that's different is one has a Teddy Fresh logo and the other has the word Sisters written across the front of it. You know, that just is what it is. How I would have handled this personally is I would have brought attention to this, and I would have just said something along the lines of, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and just left it like that. Because the way Ethan worded this and the way that he went at James, and I can understand why James went on the defensive here, is because James is all like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm trying to talk to you in private about this, and then you went public with it. You're basically sending your quote-unquote thousands, because it ain't millions anymore that follow H3. You're sending a bunch of people over to me just with the ammunition of calling me a plagiarist. And you could argue that that's rightfully so, because, again, I'm a bit more saying like he plagiarized that look because he had to have seen it at some point, and at least subconsciously had to inspire his own clothing line. So yeah, it's funny that Ethan brings up that, James's response was kind of combative because, I mean, let's be real, Ethan, your whole point was to get combative with this. Your whole point was to defend your wife and her design, which is commendable and all, but there is no real way for you to come out benefiting in this. So I don't know why you couldn't just like joke it off, because James is probably going to keep making these hoodies, is probably going to outsell Teddy Fresh by leaps and bounds just simply because his audience is millions more dense than yours is. So yeah, it just is what it is. It sucks, and I feel that someone's style is being quote unquote plagiarized. But here's the thing: like, can you plagiarize a set of colors? Like I said, with a car, every car company has a 4-door red car with 4 seats and 4 wheels and a steering wheel and an engine in the front and the trunk in the back, and that's not plagiarism. So how can you say similar color blocking on a shirt is plagiarism? Like, if there was some sort of like way that you patented a process or copyrighted your logo and that logo was used on James Charles' shirt, or there was some sort of manufacturing procedure that created the shirt that you patented, like some sort of cross-stitching technique or something, I don't know, just something that you patented, because you can't patent or copyright an alignment of colors. Like, when a sports team comes out and picks the color of their team, like, anyone else can make a shirt or anything, a similar looking jersey, just can't use the logo of the team, obviously, or the name of the team. You can make anything in an arrangement of colors that you want. So, like, that's the thing here is, I don't understand what Ethan is really expecting to gain other than to start an internet beef drama that accomplishes what? Gets James Charles called a plagiarist? Okay, how do you benefit in that? I mean, I don't know. I guess in a slant way of looking at it, it's free publicity, because now James Charles is retweeting that Ethan has this brand and it's bringing recognition to his brand and all. But this kind of gets into what I feel is the crux of the matter here, in that Ethan and his channel and his brand are hemorrhaging money. His views are down across the board for his podcast, for the few videos that he makes on the H3 channel. He has self-admitted that he's lost more than half of his sponsors for his H3 podcast. The views aren't there. Someone just bought a $10 million house. Is Teddy Fresh doing as good as it has ever been? Because as far as I know, Ethan isn't exactly the golden boy. And in fact now is someone who has as many detractors as he does have pro-Ethan people. I don't know why Gila doesn't speak up about this anyways, or maybe she just knows her role and shuts her mouth. But anyways, that's, their relationship. They can deal with it however they want. But this whole Brit Bong thing, and how Ethan is all just like, I'm just gonna not mention this drama. I'm gonna let it slide under the carpet because people are gonna eventually stop talking about it. Like, you ain't slick. That's been your MO for a long time. The same way you ignored the video that you had no idea that existed out there, and it got magically pulled off of YouTube, and you didn't acknowledge it till it got pulled. Anyway, yeah, I think Ethan is afraid of another similar brand coming in and cheapening his brand, because with James Charles' clothing line being similar to Ethan and Gila's Teddy Fresh, it cheapens the Teddy Fresh brand if something comes along that has a very, very similar look and design, and it gets sold to again, an audience that's much more densely populated than Ethan and Gila's is. So yeah, I see him seeing just the dollar signs on the wall here and saying, we can't have something that's very, very damn near 100% the complete similar of ours coming out, making our brand then cheaper. So what do you think? Do you think it's all about money here, or that Ethan is just so insulted that his wife's design got plagiarized because, you know, putting things in a color is something that, in a specific order of colors, something you can never do anywhere else? Anyway, I'm just enjoying watching the once great Ethan empire just crash and burn. He is his own worst enemy. He just does nothing but, like, my God, like, no one on this website has been able to make Keemstar look like he's won several rounds of a fight, but Ethan has somehow managed to do that. That jitbag Keemstar has picked up so many W's off the ground that Ethan just throws at his feet. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing that the H3 has devolved to the point that in many aspects, Keemstar looks like the bigger, better man. And again, just to go back for 1 second, remember when I told you how Keemstar was invincible and a lot of people couldn't, you know, swallow that pill? Has Keemstar been hurt by this whole drama? Just to delve off of the James Charles topic here. Has Keemstar been hurt by all that drama? Can someone get back to me and tell me how Keemstar's numbers are and how Ethan's numbers are in comparison? Rank them before the drama started to now. Because Keemstar seems to be chugging along. And it's all because of Ethan. Well, not all because of Ethan. I mean, Keemstar got his own audience from doing the dickhead things that he does, but Ethan is the one taking a hit here. Like, I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. I love seeing great empires crumble like this. And Ethan has no one to blame but himself. And where is Gila? Why is Gila not saying, stop? You're killing our brand in every way, shape, and form, Ethan. You dumbass. Anyway. Oh well, enjoy your $10 million mansion in Bel Air. Ooh, that would be a damn shame if that had to go for sale sometime soon. Ooh. Anyways, that is all.